you need to make a corral. You need to make an enclosure to keep your horses, because otherwise they'll just run away. So a enclosure is called yam, right? This is what is yam, right? It's an enclosure. So the first principle, the first limb of Patanjali, in a non-linear sense, it's not that the first limb leads to the second. No, in the same way that your left arm doesn't lead to your right arm, or your leg doesn't lead to your arm. They're just there together, right? So the first limb is this yam, which is a restriction, right? It's a containment. Niyam are the ways that one lives one's life, right? The structure that one has in one's life. And that's not based on a moral consideration, because morality is very much in the idea realm, right? Different people have different ideas of what is morality, right? There's one person who may say it's wrong to kill. Another person may say you must take an eye for an eye out of the Bible, and this man killed my brother, so I have to kill him, and that's moral, right? So morality can have many different interpretations, but a strategy is that which together leads to something, becomes something. So you have what you could think of as a set of rules, not superimposed rules, but strategic rules for your life, which put you in a way where you can connect. Then you have the third thing. You have asana, which I see as the sitting. Sitting for how long? Sitting for as long as it takes, right? It may mean sitting for 100 years. It might mean sitting for 10 minutes, but the sitting. You have to be able to sit. The third thing is pranayama, which is the breathing. Now we want to go into various techniques of breathing, which we call pranayama. But the pranayama of Patanjali is the breathing. Each breath. The measuring of each breath. This is pranayama. The awareness of each breath. This is pranayama. Then we have the pratyahara, which is the withdrawal. I mean, are the Hatha yogis are they also practicing withdrawal? Are they going away from the attachment of their senses to the object of the attachment? Are they withdrawing from that? Are they withdrawing from the attachment to the ego? Are they withdrawing from the attachment to the body? Now, in many cases, Hatha yoga is very good for maintaining the body. And some people practice Hatha yoga and lose weight and have a very nice body and a very healthy body and so forth. And this is very good. But is this pratyahara? Is this the withdrawal? And I have to question that. Okay, so the next of the limbs is the dharan, right? The covering, right? The fact that one has withdrawn from one's senses in a disciplined sense, sitting with measured conscious breathing, one is covered in that state. And being in that state, the mind is completely focused, which is called dhyan or dhyana. Now we interpret dhyan as meditation, right? So people today might think, well, the seventh limb of Patanjali is that I must meditate, right, by whatever technique I use. But that's not what dhyan is referring to. Dhyan here is referring to the one-point focus of the mind, which is in conjunction with all these other limbs. And then the eighth limb of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga is the samadhi, where everything comes together in a whole. Right? So the fact of doing all these limbs, of all these limbs participating in something, creates the samadhi, which you could think of as the body. So this is closer to what yoga is according to Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Well, you see, the other thing is that this is not a prescription. This is not Patanjali saying, well, if you do this and this and this, if you do yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, etc., then you're going to be enlightened. That's not what Patanjali is doing. He is not prescribing. He is describing. So what he's doing is he is looking at this state of yoga. He is looking at the perfect yogi, and he's asking himself the question, what are the limbs of this perfect yogi? How is it that this perfect yogi is constituted? And the way that this yogi is constituted is with the following 8 limbs. And this is the description of Patanjali rather than his prescription for aspiring yogis. Now this is very different from what we think of in the West, because you see, our Western culture and therefore our Western religions are very prescriptive. They tell us what is right and what is wrong. They prescribe for us. They recommend that you have faith in God and so forth. Whereas the tradition in the East, at least the oral tradition that I've been part of for so many years, describes things. Describes the man of joy and substance as also a man of faith. Rather than using faith, you get to that place.